Alright, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to use DaVinci Resolve's 3D Infusion to create 3D text and animations flying around you, kind of like how I did in this campaign video I shot for Samsung. This 3D text thing that you saw a lot in this Samsung video is something I've been playing around with a lot recently. I feel like it's something that brings a lot out of just like a regular image. You can, kind of like how I did in the video, create text elements to emphasize words that are being said in the video more, or just bring in different icons and stuff, like enhance the scene and introduce a lot more VFX. And nonetheless, this is the editing process for how you can do that in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna work in this clip I have here. The text says wow, which is what the song was saying, so I wanted to match it up. So, but we have this kind of the setup. As you can see here, the three parts. Let me get rid of this. The three parts of this is the main image, there's the mask, and then there's the wow around it. So this basic setup of 3D and masking and whatnot, I covered in my last video, so go check that out. But I will go through the 3D setup one more time. So I'll create this separately on the side here, just so we go step by step. But you need two pieces. You need your original image that you shot, which is here, and then you need a mask of yourself that you are going to be doing your 3D element stuff around. So to bring this into Fusion, or to bring this into 3D, create an image plane, create a merge 3D, create a render 3D, and then you would connect that to your media out. And then you also want to make your mask, connect this to an image plane, connect that to the merge 3D. Then you want to create a transform 3D and a camera 3D. Connect those to merge 3D as well. Okay. One thing I did not cover in the last video, in the render 3D node, if you go to make rendering easier for your computer and like just to work through it, if you change this to hardware render, anti-aliasing, check off high quality, anti-aliasing presets, bring high quality rate to 1, and then sample count for high quality down to 2. That should help. Sometimes I'll just like switch it back to software if it's like breaking up with my mask. But software, I do this sometimes when I need to like work through it with my computer without it just being super slow. But yeah, okay. So now that we got this, I'm gonna bring this merge node to be my main camera view, and then output is this. We gotta pull back the transform 3D, the Z channel, so that the camera pulls back all the way, as you can see here. And so all the camera movements I'm gonna do on the transform 3D, although I will not be doing too much of that. I'm gonna show a second version of this using 3D text stuff. And so in that one you see camera movements with the transform 3D, but for this example I'm not gonna do that because I didn't do that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, now that you got this set up, we need to bring the masked out layer out. So with the image plane, I'm gonna bring it out on the Z-axis like that. You can see in here, it brought it out too. And then I'm gonna bring the size back down so that it's about even. It's about the same size as like what it initially was. So that the final image doesn't change. From here, you're gonna add a shape 3D because this is where you're gonna start to add your text. So I'm gonna change the shape to cylinder. Basically, you need to make this cylinder surround the mask because that's where the text is gonna be displayed. You'll apply your text 3D. I'm just gonna drag this one that I already used since I already have the font. So yeah, you apply it there. and now you should see the text appear in your image and in the 3D viewer as well. Basically from this point, you just need to manipulate it as you need to. You can like change the sizing of the text so that it's gonna like spin more tightly. I also had a transform node, it looks like here, which I'll just add here to kind of like change the shape. So I think I just cranked up the aspect of it so that it's not as like stretched out horizontally. But yeah, now I have the text kind of moving around here. You can like make it move around by just playing with the transform section in the shape 3D. So like, for example, I'll just take the one that I already worked on just for quick demonstration purposes. Oh wait, did I have a sphere? I had a sphere. Sphere, cylinder, they both work. Most of the time I use cylinder, but for some reason I use sphere here. I don't know why this is breaking up here, but it did not do that in my final video. So I think I walked through the setup, so I'll probably just like show you on the original setup that I had. I'll just move this shit to the side. But yeah, you can see like I keyframed right on the start. I had it coming from behind, and then I had it move around my masked out layer as the video went on. And then I just added some like halation because your boy likes halation, some glow, Gaussian blur, whatnot to like, you know, blur it a little bit, make it not as clean. But yeah, that's kind of like the setup for how I did this. You can, essentially the core of it is you can use a cylinder or a sphere to like have text or icons or whatever the case whatever you want to have circling around you. You just apply that to the shape 3D and it should appear. And you can just adjust the shape, transform, rotation so that it's gonna move how you want it to be in the video. The other one I'm gonna show you is this one. All right, so this text is like coming through. Right, as the camera pulls back, you see it. I also have a dolly on this, so maybe you can't tell as much that you have to zoom out. But yeah, anyway, 3D setup here is basically the same thing, right? We got the main image plane, merge, 3D, render 3D, transform camera, all that good stuff. And then instead of having a shape 3D for this one, we just had the text on an image plane. What I'm trying to show you here is as the camera pulls out, you see all the text be revealed as if it was already like planted there in that image or like in the scene. So as if like you were pulling the camera back and that text was actually there. How you do this is you can see in the very start, the video is small, so this is like the actual framing from the camera, and I have like the 3D camera start very close here. So I think the main things that I'm keyframing for this kind of thing is the camera location on the Z-axis, so forward and backwards. I'm having that keyframe to pull back out, so as the video goes it pulls back out. And then the second thing is I'm adjusting the size of the main image to also grow so that the image of the actual, like what I actually shot, that image, or I didn't shoot this obviously, but what was actually shot is going to be the same framing as, or what shows up in the video is going to be the same framing as what was actually shot. But as the 3D camera pulls back, it's going to reveal all the text. Okay, so it's the same setup. You're just gonna keyframe the transform translation, the Z-axis to pull back, to have the camera pull back, and then have the image plane for the main image that we're seeing here to have that grow at the same frequency, same rate as the camera, so that the framing stays the same. You don't get like some weird crops or something like that, you know. But yeah, and then after that, I think the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like you just plant it in the scene, plant the text in the scene so that it appears. These aren't really moving. I have this one, for one of them I have an animation on it. I think it was just like a stretch. Like I think I had this tracking thing keyframed It's nothing crazy, but I think like the core location is the same. But yeah, that's how you can use 3D in DaVinci Resolve Fusion to have text elements and icons and whatnot going around you in 3D space. The same stuff I did with text, you can do with like any VFX elements you get from sites like Motion Array or whatnot, and have those things fly around you. But yeah, if there's anything else you see from me that you'd like to learn, more DaVinci Resolve tutorials, anything like that, definitely let me know. Put it in the comments, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.